to be heard and not necessarily wanting to be right, especially in an argument. So Julie, this is such an important topic and one that I think is often overlooked by many of us, depending on what side of the spectrum you're on.
Right. So basically what this means is that you know the cliche that the customer wants to always be right, the customer's always right?
Right.
It's actually not the situation. Jacqueline, people truly don't care about being right. They want to be heard. Mm-hmm. And there is literally nothing more important than for someone to feel heard.
Right.
And we don't realize that. And we don't walk around saying, I just want to be heard. But once we're going to explain this, then all of our viewers are going to understand this concept.
That's true. And they're enlightened people going out just saying, hear me, hear me. So the first step to this is, though, if you want to be heard, what should you do?
The first step to feeling heard is to have make the other person feel heard first. So what this means is that you want to give people a chance to fully express themselves. Let them know that you are there to listen. You're not judging, you're not interrupting, you're not trying to prove yourself right. You are truly letting it all out. You're not going to take it personally. You're going to really encourage this by saying, I hear you. Tell me more. Help me understand. Even if it's and really, especially when it's negative, that's when you're really moving the needle.
Right.
Because once the other person feels heard, their defenses will come down, mm-hmm. and then now they're willing to hear you.
Right.
Because when you feel heard, like if I were to make you feel heard, you would feel respected,
right,
validated, important. And when you feel that way, you're now totally willing to engage in dialogue. You're not feeling threatened anymore.
Right. And you feel like I always say to people, it's listening. It's not waiting for your turn to speak.
And,
right?
and truly listening and letting it all come out. And when you validate where someone's coming from, you're not agreeing. So some people don't like to make other people feel heard because they think that I'm telling them, agree with them. This isn't about agreeing, just like it's not about being right. Mm-hmm. This is about making people feel heard, because people want to feel like what I'm saying matters.
Right.
Even if it's not right. They're much more willing to be corrected or have you change my mind once you hear where I'm coming from in the first place.
Right.
To begin with.
That makes sense, right, to begin with. So, okay, so how do you make someone else feel heard? We're starting there.
Well, you want to first invite the dialogue, and you have to really manage yourself that you're not feeling frustrated or irritated with them, but you really have to invite it by saying, can you help me understand a little more about where you're coming from?
Right.
Why don't you, and then while you're going about it talking, validate it and nod your head. Give physical cues that you're listening. I hear you. Yes, I can see why that's important. Ah, yes, okay, I understand now. Okay, I'm hearing it. Yes, I'm hearing where you're coming from. I'm getting that. I mean, when you say those phrases, that's going to make them really calm down,
right,
and feel very validated.
Right. And I was going to say, and just along with the idea that you don't have to agree with someone, I mean, sometimes, in being heard and also making sure the other person is heard, I think you kind of come to this, you make a bridge together. Sometimes you don't know how a person is feeling or what they're thinking, even though you might think that you do.
So I call that building goodwill, communicating to build goodwill. Episode to come, right?
Right, I like that, yes.
And once you build that goodwill, now it's so much easier to have difficult conversations and have that exchange because you both have come to the table and fully respected each other. But you can't do that without making sure that you both feel heard. And someone's got to start it, Jacqueline.
Right.
You can't go around
Someone has to be brave, right?
You've got to be the first person that's going to let them feel heard. Because if we both walk around saying, well, once I feel heard, I'll do it for them. Well, gosh,
right.
Somebody's got to go first.
Right. Where's the olive branch here?
Yes. So be the person to do it first. Begin with that. And then as you move forward and you continue to engage with that person, you're not going to have to always jump through as many hoops.
Right.
Because you've built that path and you've showcased that you respect where they're coming from and that they will always be able to have a voice at the table.
Wonderful. So then how do you teach your children this lesson? I mean,
so you want to actually start doing the same actions with them. So I don't always agree that my child should have a lot of jelly beans after school or that she should be.
Oh, why not, Mom?
I know you love. I know you love the jelly beans. I understand that. I hear you. Or if they're mad, validating, like, you're really mad right now. You are not happy. You really wish we could go get McDonald's right now. I know you are very upset. Tell me more. What else is bothering you? Just let them get it all out.
Right.
I mean, and children are even more complicated because they don't have reasoning and cognitive ability to process their feelings. But you start getting in that habit of communicating at a young age, and it's never too late to start. They're going to do that to their friends. And what a great friend to have.
Right.
Someone that makes you feel heard.
Right.
Now, you be a good friend to somebody, they're a good friend to you. I mean, making someone feel heard is great in and out of the workplace.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So I'd say, and focusing, more on the workplace. I mean, sometimes if you see someone who's kind of skulking around, I mean,
yes.
maybe just,
ask
smile,
them.
ask them how they're doing,
So
right?
what's going on? And truly, people feel better once they've gotten it off the chest. You hear about this. I just want to vent. I just want to let it out. And yes, that feels better, but golly, it sure feels good to be heard. And being heard means I'm hearing you, I'm getting it, I'm understanding where you're coming from. I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate the feelings that are coming along with it. And notice, I never said I'm agreeing.
Right.
I'm just letting you speak, and I'm fully hearing you in your moment. I'm not judging you.
Wonderful. All right, thank you, Julie. So to learn more about Julie, you can head to her website, 7602coach.com. And of course, there's much more to come on Great Day After the Break, so stick with us.